heaven or hell? I mean, why wouldn't he just say, okay, whoever doesn't believe in me, you just disappear forever. You're done. You die. No more of you. Because we are eternal. We are eternal beings. My thought process on this is we get free will. God says you can choose me or you can choose not me. We kind of talked about this before in another video, but let's delve into it a little more. What is God? God is love. With God, there is peace. There is joy. There is hope. There is pleasure. No pain in heaven. No tears in heaven. Nothing bad. All good, wonderful things. So what is the opposite of all of that? What is the opposite of God? Not God. So what does that look like? What does that make hell? And we get to choose it. I don't want to believe in this God. I don't want to believe in what he's done or whatever these people are saying. Okay, here's what you're choosing. The opposite of love is hate. Look at 1 John 4:8. Check that verse out. Joy. God is about joy. What's the opposite of joy? Sorrow. Look at Nehemiah 8:10 to find out that it says God is about joy. Hope. 1 Corinthians 13:13. What's the opposite of hope? Despair. Mercy. Micah 7:18. What's the opposite of mercy? Cruelty. Grace. God is all about grace because we do not deserve anything good that he's given us. Nothing. Ephesians 2:4-5. Check that out if you want to. It's a little bit about grace and God. What's the opposite of grace? Judgment. Condemnation. Pleasure. Look at Psalm 16:11. What's the opposite of pleasure again? Pain. Peace. John 14:27. What's the opposite of peace? Worry, anxiety, fear, fellowship. Revelations 21:3. These are just verses for you to look up and see, oh, this is what God is about. What's the opposite of fellowship? Loneliness. I've heard people say, in hell I'm going to party with my friends. So this sounds like a party. Hate, sorrow, despair, cruelty, judgment, condemnation, pain, worry, anxiety, fear, loneliness. That doesn't sound like a party at all. That sounds like awful, awful. It makes me think of the worst claustrophobia ever. Because if we're going to be lonely, that means no one. But the worst thing is the absence of God. Because God has all these good things. So if you choose not God, you have chosen the opposite. And the opposite is terrible. Yes, the Bible talks about a lake of fire in a couple places, actually. Matthew 13:41-42 talks about the fiery furnace, weeping, gnashing of teeth. That does not sound fun. When you're in so much pain that you're gnashing your teeth together, no thank you. That's awful. And that's just part of it. Revelation 20:15. If their names are not in the book of life, in other words, if you have not accepted this gift God has given you, they will be thrown into a lake of fire. It's pretty clear. Revelation 21:8. Lake of fire for the second death, which is eternal. Because our bodies die, and then we get to those who have not accepted Christ. They get to spend the rest. Because God is life. Death doesn't mean, oh, you die, you're done. It says eternal. Eternal. That's eternal. That's forever and ever and ever and ever. So Matthew 25:46 also talks about eternal punishment or eternal life in heaven. If you look at 2 Thessalonians 1:9, it says, they will suffer the punishment of eternal destruction away from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his might. Over and over and over, it talks about eternal, away from God, and suffer. And it's pretty much the punishment or the consequence of choosing not God. And God knows. If you choose not me, and he made it so simple. If you choose not me, the opposite of me is this is what you're gonna get. Why delve into all of this? Because every person that you see is going to be, every person that you come in contact with, every single person is going to be in one place or the other for eternity. The biggest thing that I want to get across is that we have as Christians a responsibility. And I think we get so watered down. We get so into our hobbies. We get so into our job. We get so into our retirement. We got to build up for retirement. We get so into what we're just doing in our day by day. I'm raising my kids. I got my grandkids. I have this. I have that. I have sports that I'm into. And those are all good things. But at the core of everything we do, it should be to draw closer to God and to bring others to God. And when I say we, I mean we, because I'm not out there doing all I can. I know there's more I can do. Hence, part of why I'm making this video. And there's people who might be like, Abel, you are crazy. No, I don't want to talk to you again. That's fine. But maybe if it sticks in their head a little bit, they'll think about it. I would rather people not be my friend and decide they don't like me because of this. And for the rest of my life, they say, nope, want nothing to do with you. And yet this stick with them. And somehow this get to them so that maybe on their deathbed, they're like, you know what? I remember that. I don't want to go to hell. I would rather have that person go to heaven and hate me all this time on earth than to make it be, okay, I'll just go along with this is your truth. Yeah, no, that's cool. And then go to hell and us be best friends on earth. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So I'm trying to say is that we are so watered down right now. I look at social media. I look at people. You don't hear people talk about God very much. And I used to all the time. It is just not something that is out there as much. And it's like we're so afraid because we might offend, because it is so easy to offend people. Guess what? I have so much respect for those people who are out there speaking God's truth and offending people. Not because they're out there being rude about it. That's not what I'm saying. But they're out there and they're speaking the truth because there is an absolute truth. If you believe in the Bible, there's an absolute truth. It is written by people who God inspired to write it. Then you know this to be true. And we have got to get ourselves together. We've got to get out there. We have to have that fire come back. That fire where we're talking to people, where we think about it, where we're like, okay, I can talk to this person now. How can I lead into a conversation that'll go that way, that will I can bring up Christ. I can bring up what he's doing in my life. I can start sharing this. Because on the flip side of that hell, there's so much amazing to have. The relationship with God, that in itself, trying to do God's will and living that way, and living by faith, and living by, hey, not my will, but yours be done, is incredibly amazing. It's what I'm trying to do right now. It's how I'm trying to live my life. I've wasted so many years, and I look at those years, and I'm like, why? Why did I do that? And I'm sorry for those years, but God doesn't say, hey, sorry, you messed up. I'm not going to use you. The second that I was like, God, I'm sorry. I need to switch around. I can't do this by myself. I need you. Man, he was right there. Hence grace, mercy. So the flip side of all the bad is the good. What heaven's about